First of all, let me tell you something. Lamont is just full of shit.
Sometimes my mama said, you know, when you don't have nothing nice to say, you should be quiet.
People say that Stephen A. is a coon. You agree with that? Everybody got quiet on that one, okay?
Are you drinking, man?
I don't know.
Are you drinking?
I don't even understand how you could even put Common and Bob Marley and Marvin Gaye, and even Marvin Gaye.
I'm saying, you know that Lamont, who's on your iPhone, iPad, who's in your playlist right now that ain't saying nigga?
Maynard, I know you a little bit on the right, and Lamont, I know you got that country club lifestyle. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is Three Black Guys with a Mic. Yo, if you're listening to this podcast on iTunes right now, we want you to leave us a review. If you're listening to this podcast on Google Play, leave us a review. If you're checking us out on YouTube or SoundCloud, leave us a review. Let us know how we doing, if we whack or if we dope. And if you think we dope, subscribe to this podcast for new episodes every single Tuesday. Plus, get in on the conversation and like our Facebook page at facebook.com/3blackguysandamic. And now let's start the show. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's go.
You trying. I got you, baby. I got you.
Man, I'm sorry. I got a cold, so
you want to give that another shot?
Nah, man, no, hell no. It's raw and unedited, so excuse me, my fault. Please excuse my voice, but we are here for episode number 17, ladies and gentlemen. We are here for episode 17 of Three Black Guys with a Mic. It's Spud, my man Lamont Hayes from BWP Marketing, and MJ Scales, my man Maynard Scales from SuburbanBlack.com. Let's just kick it off with This Week in Politics. Man, we are day number 59, almost 60 days into the first 100 days of President Trump's presidency, and this week has been a week of amazing politics, man. This is must-see TV. So let's just go ahead and start to kick it off with the wiretaps. Donald Trump, I think it was March 4th, came out and said, this is terrible. Just found out that Obama had my wires tapped in Trump Tower just before the victory. Nothing found. This is McCarthyism. Now, if you guys don't know what McCarthyism is, it's a practice of making accusations. And Donald Trump, I'm sorry, my brother, but you're the last person that should be talking anything about McCarthyism right about now. So I'm sorry. Then he goes on to say, is it illegal for a sitting president to be wiretapping a race for president prior to an election turned down by court earlier? A new low. Today, James Comey, FBI director, came out and said there is no evidence that Donald Trump was wiretapped. That means you lied, Donald Trump. Sorry. It means that you are a victim of McCarthyism. Lamont, I got to throw it to you first, because last week you said that Donald Trump was winning with his base. Ooh. Is this going to affect the base?
No. Listen, man, they going down with the ship. The ship is now taking on water. Well, it really took water like the day after his inauguration, but it's water like around their ankles right now. You know what I'm saying? You know how you in the pool and you got the water around your ankles? Come on, Maynard. And, you know, you can still move around and everything is still cool, but you know you're taking on water. So you're
going down with the Titanic.
Yeah. So they're going down with it, man, you know, because they are a core group of Trumpites. I don't know if that's a such thing, but I just made it up. It sounds good. Trumpsters. But I'm gonna go with a female should be the Trumpites. You know what I'm saying? and
God, that's got to be the hashtag of the week. That's got to be the hashtag of the week.
Yeah, the Trumpites. You know what I'm saying? So they going down with the ship. So no, again, I mean, I think it's just another level of embarrassment. But I think his base is still with him. You know, it was something else that I noticed as well, of all of his trips down to Florida to swing that golf club. And I read something where he was quoted like 6 or 7 times during Obama's presidency of beating him up so much of when he stopped to play golf, and Donald doing the same thing. So like I said before, Donald, he's going to lie. He's going to continue to lie. And we know one thing is that he's going to lie. And the people that's rolling with him, like, okay, well, we lied on this one. Let's move on to the next.
Yo, this administration is, it's not water around his ankles. It's not taking on just a little bit of water. This is full on, you know, batten down the hatches, jump on the lifeboats. Yo, it's craziness. Let me tell you something. This just to kind of demonstrate one thing real quick. His approval rating right this minute is 37%. conversely, or everyone else before him in our lifetime, back to Carter, has been over 50% at this point. Obama, 63, Bush, 53, Clinton, 53, Bush the father, 56, Reagan, 60, Carter, 70. At this exact point in the presidency. Now, I say that because when you have 37% is your approval rating, that means that 60% roughly are against you. Now, if you know, they often say that politics is played between the 40s, like 40% are Democrats and 40% Republicans. Well, if we had 60, he already done lost 20%. He already done lost a piece. So it's a problem. It's a real problem. Let me say another thing real quick. Donald Trump this is the dumbest thing I've seen in my life. How are you not going to shake Angela Merkel's hand? What is that about? What craziness is that? Then the Comey comes out and says, dude, there was no wiretapping. And then you just shift gears and say, well, maybe it was the Brits that wiretapped me. You're amazing. You are amazing.
Now, is that amazing in a good way? Because it sounds like you're loving on Donald for a minute. I was a little confused with, just your tone, Maynard. You know what I mean? It's like
while you were speaking, I sat here and I just listened to you. Okay, I'm going to ask you just if you just stay quiet, you might learn something today.
I got you, but you're going long.
You might learn something.
You're going long, and I just want to make sure.
You already went long, and just while you're out there in left field, stay there. Donald Trump sucks. How about that? When I say it's amazing, I say it's amazing how crazy this is. I can't understand. And he says that he got his intel from a well-respected legal mind, Judge Napolitano. Are you crazy, Don Trump? This dude had a TV show where he was like Judge Wapner. You mean this guy is a respected legal mind? If you go to his court at that time and your house got burnt down by your next door neighbor and you lost $300,000, he would have to say, yes, you lost $300,000, but all I can give you is $5,000. That's a legal respect. Just shut up, Don Trump. You're the dumbest person. You're not the dumbest person to be president. You're just the dumbest person. He's not just lost a piece of his base. He's definitely lost his credibility with the American people. It's a problem. And Lamont, I think that you're underestimating.
Yeah, but let's argue the fact that, he did say that I could stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody and I still wouldn't lose any voters. He did go on national television and he criticized and, made fun of a disabled reporter. None of this stuff happened. I mean, he called her Crooked Hillary, called him, Lion Ted, called him, Little Marco. He did, he did
all of that.
He did all of that, and none of this stopped him. So does Lamont have a point in regards to he's not going to lose his base? I mean, maybe they like this sort of, disrespectful style president where it's in your face and it's, lying and so forth and so on. I mean, Lamont, the base is going to stick with them. They're going down with the ship. I mean, maybe Lamont has a point, Maynard.
The base is getting smaller. I'm sorry. And you can argue that portion. And look, there are going to be people, even Nixon had a 27% approval rating the day before he resigned. So there are going to be people who are going to go down there with the ship, certainly. But he won't have enough people to get his agenda moved forward. Because as his approval rating goes down, Republican senators and Republican congressmen will start to walk away. They don't want to be, they don't want to be next to this guy right now. He's radioactive. He's right. How are you going to, you diss England and you diss Australia and Germany. Those are places where the white population is like near 100%. What is wrong with you? You diss, we came from England, or at least America is an offshoot of England. We were once colonies. You diss them like y'all don't want to be down with y'all no more? He's losing support all the way around. He's grasping for
whatever, Maynard. It's like he tries to give us these long drawn dissertations. And listen, man. And I read this as well. Listen, man. Forget the percentages and the charts and the graphs.
Ignore the facts. Okay.
Yeah, ignore the facts for 1 second. There is a large contingency in this country of white Anglo-Saxon males that at the end of the day, man, he can go out there and he can piss on Melania. No, which one is the wife? Melania? He can go pee on Melania. Shout out to, and rest in peace to Chuck Berry. We'll talk about that a little later. One time to Chuck Berry. Come on, G. What? We'll talk about that later in the show.
Yeah, let's do that because I didn't know. Wait a minute, is Chuck Berry out here peeing on people and I didn't know it?
Rest in peace to Chuck Berry, man. He passed away the other day, man. Listen, man, and we definitely got to send a shout out to Sugar Ray, but we'll get to that too. But
Sugar Ray peeing on people too, and I missed
What?
Oh my!
Hey man,
I know that there was an alleged threesome with Donald Trump, and he was peeing on people in some hotel. But I ain't know nothing about no Sugar Ray, and I damn sure ain't know nothing about Chuck Berry.
No. Wait a minute, let's clear it up. Sugar Ray, it was not in some sort of sex tape, not at all. But I will say the other mentioned a legend of rock and roll, or what some may call the creator of rock and roll, you can Google it. There is a sex tape on my man Chuck Berry, and he peeing out here, man. He was peeing. God bless the dead, but he was peeing out here on chicks.
They shot that on VHS or something?
Yo, my dude. Listen, my dude. I know we going left, but yeah, man, listen.
Yo,
Google
man,
it.
What? Lamont, stop.
What?
Stop.
Yo,
you just Don Trump the conversation. You see what happened, Spud? You see what happened? He threw something out there just to kind of try to throw us all off base. First of all, I don't understand
he took a
how
pivot.
you gonna mess
he
around.
Took that Republican pivot.
He pivoted. That was a pivot. Oh man.
So but seriously, all I'm saying is that at the end of the day, man, he has a base that no matter what he does, I mean, and Spud gave the quote before. I mean, there are just so many other quotes that this guy has put over the years, and they're going down with the shit, man. I mean, it's just what it is, and it's okay. Whether he's right, wrong, or indifferent, they're going down with that shit.
Now, Maynard, we both know, I mean, it's very difficult for you to win an election without, expanding your base. You got to expand your base in order for you to be able to win an election. However, Donald Trump was able to be able to do that in this election without being able to, expand his, base. Is he going to be, do you think that his base will diminish before 2018 and 2020?
Absolutely. I think that, he's losing right now. And let's look at why these people are emboldened against him all of a sudden. They're senators. He only has like a 2-vote advantage in the Senate. There are at least 6 senators who said, we're not down with the health care bill. We're not. Trust me, it's going to pass the House. His health care bill is going to pass the House. When he gets to the Senate, they're going to bust that up and send it back because it ain't going to work. And so he lost there. He's lost on his Muslim ban twice. He looks foolish. He doesn't shake Angela Merkel's hand. And reports this past weekend, England, France, Italy, the rest of NATO, et cetera, they're all saying that the current leader of the free world is Angela Merkel. That means he's losing support he's losing the mantle of the presidency. We have always said in the past 50 years at least, or if not more, that the president of the United States is the leader of the free world. And now no longer is he referred to as such. This is a problem. And that means that there are lots of men and women who are white or wherever they may be, who decided they want to vote for Donald Trump, who are maybe involved with the military. And once they realize that their president is no longer the leader of the free world, they're going to be like, it's just a bad look. You can't, that's a bad look.
That's a good segue into, let's go and keep it moving to idols become rivals. Rick Ross dropped his new album on Thursday. He took shots at Birdman. His first lyric was, came to the realization that your watch was fake. Damn, you nearly broke my heart. I really thought you niggas was really out here. I thought you niggas really owned them cars. Good Lord. He took some serious shots at Birdman. Last request. All producers get paid. Talk about Manny Fresh, Khaled. I don't know who Lil Bro and them was. He also talked about Turk. He also talked about Wayne. Lamont. We all know the rumors about Birdman. Birdman, been raping artists forever.
Not literally.
Ross,
not literally.
Not literally.
Just
not
financially.
literally.
Yeah,
not
just
literally.
financially.
Just financially. So, is this a bad look for? Is this a bad look for Birdman? Sorry, y'all. It's just a bad look for Birdman, and did Ross really expose him?
I don't think Ross exposed him, but let's be very clear. This record is dope. This album is dope. It almost, Rick Ross, Rose, whatever you want to call him, the boy from Carol City, he gets a W on this one from beginning to end. But this track that everybody's kind of focused in on, I mean, it's no different than a room full of roaches, man. Like when you turn the lights on, bro, like they just gonna run. So immediately, if you also notice, Birdman had to respond because he knew that, a lot of that stuff in that record was true. Now, here's what I will say. Is all of them cars that he's talking about, that he's true. He's right about that because he had to get some Detroit boys to, that was not a rumor that we all know that Rick Ross made a record about, that a lot of those cars belong to them boys from Southwest Detroit. So, I mean, I've heard a lot of other rumors. So you didn't tell me
that Birdman's watches was fake out here in these streets?
Yo, G, I'm just telling you, I don't know about the watches, but I know about them cars that they used to drive. They didn't own none of them. Them boys from Southwest Detroit owned all them cars. So the watch part, I don't know. The people not getting paid, I know a couple producers that, that's why they don't roll with Dude no more, that they wasn't getting paid. I didn't know the pieces about Khaled, but it does make sense if you look at the timeline. Because Khaled was kind of around Birdman and all them for a minute, then it just kind of dissipated. So, hey, man, it is what it is. He just turned the lights on. But he did it in a creative way. He did it in an artistic way. So I'm not mad.
But in the song, it doesn't really say anything to him, right? I mean, I didn't know that. Did Birdman do something to Ross? Because he didn't say anything to Birdman about Birdman doing something to Ross. He pretty much was kind of taking the leadership role and speaking to Birdman about everybody he's dissed. So he was kind of like the leader or whatever, and the captain of the whole, look, I'm a stand up for the guys who you've actually done. So was it Ross's place to actually say, look, you did Birdman, you did Manny Fresh wrong, you did BG wrong, you did Juvenile. I mean, we all know everybody who allegedly he's done wrong. He won't give Wayne the $50 million. But is it Ross's place to be able to say, I'm going to expose you for everybody that you've done wrong?
I'm going to say yes, and here's why. It's because I think that Ross being a fan of Lil Wayne and Lil Wayne not being a part of the culture, as we say right now, not putting music out because Birdman won't allow that to happen. He felt that he had a platform, which is his right. It's his album. You know what I'm saying? He had a platform that people listen. So he felt like, hey, man, let me put this out here and maybe this will help, move this along so we can get some more Lil Wayne music. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not mad at that. I think he's on the outside of the house looking in. He, like you say, he's not in the house. He wasn't signed to cash money, so it didn't affect him financially. But I think in terms of for the culture, I get it. Hey, I applaud that man, Rick Ross, because again, there was a time that Ricky Rose wasn't the most positive name out here. You know what I'm saying? But I think with this album, he kind of changed his whole, his whole aura of what he got going on. Because again, the album from beginning to end, it's incredible. He definitely gets a W.
Lil Wayne said, damn, big bro, that message hit me in the heart. And you put motivation to an automatic start. I needed that, one boss to another. And then Birdman, of course, came back. And he said, in Billboard, I don't get caught up in that whole shit. I just keep, doing what I'm doing. And I keep it pushing. I don't get caught up in that. I don't play them. I don't play like that. I'm a man, and I stand my ground, and I do my thing. Numbers don't lie, and that's what I give a fuck about. Numbers. And I'm putting them up. Maynard, is Rick Ross going to have to, put some respect on his name?
Is we finished or is we done? I don't know, man. I feel like, first of all, I feel like Ross got a microphone. I'm almost going to have to, I agree with Lamont. Ross got a mic. He feel like he wanted to say what he want to say. I'm all about it. I don't know what Birdman's response really could be. Like, there's not a retaliation scenario other than getting angry and, trying to go with the hands or something stupid. So you did dirty. You ain't the first person in the record industry that's done somebody dirty. It's a legacy of people getting done dirty. You just did what you thought was the right thing for you. Now you sitting there, you know what Malcolm say? These are just chickens coming home to roost.
Okay. Chickens coming home to roost.
Now, is that a fried chicken, Maynard? Is it grilled? Is it fricasseed? What kind of chicken is it? Because Malcolm never explained what kind of chicken it was.
Well, for Malcolm, I'm assuming that he was really talking about chickens coming home, and the farmer never was upset when chickens came home to roost. For me, it would be jerk chicken. But I think for I think for Bird, he is Birdman. I think it's chicken shit.
All right, let's get a break in. When we come back, we're going to talk about Snoop Dogg versus Donald Trump. You're listening to Three Black Guys with a Mic. Exciting news, people! They are back! A new chapter has begun at Exquisite Reserve. All Exquisite Reserve cigars are handmade with the finest tobacco from Dominican Republic. Their brand consists of mild, medium, and full-body cigars in Connecticut, Sumatra, Sun-Grown, Carrillo, Maduro, and aged Dominican. Now, if you know us, we are cigar connoisseurs. We love nice, fresh cigars. No matter where they come from, we love them all. And we personally had the pleasure of enjoying Exquisite Reserve line, Signature One, Royal Elegance, La Victoria, Triumph, Genesis, and the 1991. These are all great cigars for your humidor in all styles and sizes. Robusto, Corona, Churchill, Torpedo, and Gordo. Now, not every cigar is created equal. The goal of Exquisite Reserve is to fashion a vintage experience blended with excellence and consistency for cigar enthusiasts around the world, one light at a time. You better get yourself a box right now. All you got to do is log on to exquisitereserve.com and place an order, or follow them on Facebook and Instagram under Exquisite Reserve, and on Twitter at Exquisite Reserve without the E. Trust me. If you are a cigar smoker and you love a nice cigar, Exquisite Reserve is a cigar for you. Exquisite Reserve is more than cigars. It's a lifestyle, my man. You know, I've never been to Wendy's and my food is still cold. My fries are cold. I've never been to Wendy's and the mustard is hanging off of the burger and, you know, the ketchup is all on the top of the bun. And, you know, I've never been to Wendy's and had that problem. So that's the reason why we're down with Wendy's, because you need fresh food in your life. You need to stop going to those places that just throw your burger on your bun and don't give you any special attention. Making sure that the presentation of your burger looks good. So you need to head over to Wendy's and grab yourself a 4 for $4. Meal includes choice of a junior bacon cheeseburger or a crispy chicken BLT, plus 4-piece nuggets, small fries, and a drink. So you ain't got to worry about going to Wendy's and getting a frozen food, because it's always fresh, never frozen at a participating Wendy's for a limited time. Offer not valid in Alaska and Hawaii. Now back to the show, homie. All right, welcome back to Three Black Guys with a Mic. It is episode number 17. Let's get back into the politics of it all. Snoop Dogg, Snoop D-O-double-G. Did I tell y'all that I smoked weed with Snoop Dogg when I was like 19 years old? Ever tell y'all that story?
Whoa. Maynard, listen, is that snitching? That's not dry snitch on himself, right?
That's not I guess that can't really be a snitch, because everybody knows Snoop smoke. The only thing is, you know, lots of people look up to Spud. I don't understand why you
wish a lot of people looked
in your reputation.
But I thought we were clean cut on this show. I thought there were no drugs allowed. Are we okay?
That's just a, you know, that's a historic. That's a little black fact. Yep. Little black historic flag.
Lamont, we got to send them a little cup once a week, man. You got to submit to a drug test once a week.
Anyway,
we got to know.
But he called a little black fact.
Little black historical fact. That's all that is. But anyway, that was a long time ago. Long, like Bernie Mac would say, long time ago. Anyways, so Snoop Dogg came out with Lavender, points the gun at clown Ron Klump. We all know it was pointed towards Donald Trump. Lamont, I got to start with you. Did Snoop go too far in the video or what?
Listen, man, and I hope that this doesn't get taken out of context. For once in my life, I gotta agree with Steve Harvey.
Oh,
listen, man, listen. For once in my life,
that's worse than my little historical black fact.
I gotta go with Steve Harvey. And if you don't know what Steve Harvey says, Steve said, listen, at the end of the day, what you don't want is you don't want that extra heat on you. You know what I mean? And you almost have to respect the office of the president. We didn't say the person who was in the office, but the actual office. You know what I mean? Because of what it's supposed to represent. So I just feel like it wasn't right when all of the nooses were around Obama's neck. It wasn't right when they put the little mustaches on Obama and called him Hitler. It wasn't right when, there was a target on his face. I felt funny acting about that. I mean, I don't wish that kind of harm to no man, whether I get down with him or not. Now, you come at me on some aggressiveness and you trying to get at me like that, then when we got it like that. But other than that, it's like, you don't want death on nobody like that. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of got to give Snoop the L on this one. He kind of took it, I get the whole artistic expression, X, Y, and Z, but I can't feel the same kind of way that, when I saw some of those same things being done to my man, Barack, you know what I'm saying? 44, when they was on his head, I was like, that shit's not right. So, what's good for the goose got to be good for the gander. So I know Maynard's going to chime in and say something really ignorant, something that's biased, that just has no merit, but I got to rock with Steve Harvey, man. The dude from Cleveland, the 216, LeBron's neighbor.
Oh my God! Nobody asked you to come up with his area code and all of that. Nobody asked for all of that. Dude, first of all, let me say, first you were rocking out with your homie, Detroit's the 313 very own Free World's very own Ben Carson. Here you are rocking out with the next Coon. Come on, man. Let me say this. Do I agree with Snoop and how he chose to express himself artistically? Not really. I'm not even a big fan of a lot of Snoop's work. I like the Doggy Style album is always a classic to me. A lot of other stuff, it's okay. But Snoop is an artist, and we have a tradition in this country since we started the country as a country that the First Amendment protects free speech. The First Amendment, not the 25th, not the 13th, the First Amendment, free speech. And artists have a right to express themselves. It's helpful when artists express themselves in a productive fashion. I don't think that this was the most productive fashion. However, this is what Snoop's piece is. And the last thing I'm going to do is rock out with Steve Harvey. Yes, I'm biased. He's a coon.
No, I think what he's saying, and I'll say it again, is whether it's Snoop, whether it's even YG, you know what I'm saying? Like, YG has a record called F Donald Trump. And I think it was one city, maybe on the West Coast, where the police is like, yo, man, just don't do the record. You know what I'm saying? And he did it anyway. And he got detained. They didn't arrest him, but they was like, yo, just chill. So I think, again, it's not necessarily about Trump, but it's about the office of the president. Because it's still...
But this is the thing, Lamont. Hold on, Lamont. This is the thing, because this is the second time you said this foolishness. Now, the one thing I will say that I didn't like this president or that president or whatever the case may be, but I respected the office of the president because the person who was president at least respected the office and he respected the people. Don Trump has come on TV and lied. And the thing about it is, you can't lie to me and you can't piss on my head and tell me it's raining. I'm supposed to respect that. That's on some bullshit. And I'm sorry,
Maynard,
I'm not going for it.
So, Maynard, let me ask you a question.
I don't know what the answer. I don't know what the question is, Lamont, but I'm telling you, the answer is you're wrong.
Sir. So, you grew up in Philadelphia, right?
Right.
You were considered to be like a 70s, 80s baby, right?
Okay.
So, you were probably taught to respect your elders, correct?
Sure.
I'm almost sure that there was some sort of elder that you came in contact with that did not demand your respect based on their actions. Maybe it was some hoe on your block that was, doing...
Damn.
That was doing... You know what I'm saying? Who knows? But she was an elder. She was somebody that, that was technically in numerical terms older than you were. So you just kind of gave them that respect. So what I'm saying is that although she was doing something strange, just for a little piece of change, you still can't... You can't disrespect her, bro. You gotta let her get you gotta let her get that pass. So even with Donald, when it comes to certain things, like we can't talk about Donald's wife and his kids. You feel what I'm saying?
I don't talk about his wife and his kids.
Give me a minute. Let me breathe. Let me breathe here. What I'm saying is that certain things that are off limits and certain things that are, that you can put in play. So what I'm saying is when you talk about doing bodily harm, you feel what I'm saying? To someone who's in that office or really anybody else for that matter. Because I almost guarantee you if Snoop would have made a record like that, and it would have been some dude with a red rag around his head with a red rag hanging out of his pocket, it would have been some street politics conversation that had to go on. You feel what I'm saying?
All right, that's who he's dealing with out there.
So, wait, are you calling Donald Trump an old hoe? Are you calling Donald Trump an old hoe?
Yeah,
well, listen,
look, artistic expression is protected by the First Amendment. I don't necessarily like that expression, but it's protected. And he's making a political statement, and that's his business. And you said this yourself. Sometimes you got to stay out of white folk business. That's how you said it. Right. And listen.
No, wait.
Snoop Dogg's business.
Right. No. But Snoop is not white, and what Snoop did is he put his foot in white folks' business.
Black folks supposed to just sit back, just take it.
Yes.
Goodness gracious. We have got to. So for the record, we have discovered at this point that not only does he have a country club lifestyle, rolling out with Ben Carson, smoking cigars and eating waffles with 2% milk and buttered toast and whatnot, but $95
$90 lobster. $90 lobster.
Not only that, but we as black folks should take second seat in America. Oh my God. We don't have the right to say what we want to say anymore. We can't even use the Constitution that's supposed to be for all of us to make our peace, to say what we want to say. Thank you, Lamont, for sending us back to slavery.
So, Maynard, what are your thoughts on Bow Wow? Because Bow Wow told, President Trump in a tweet, shut your punk ass up, talk about my Uncle Snoop before we pimp your wife out and make her work for us. What are your thoughts on Bow Wow?
Shad. What's his name?
Bow Wow.
Shad.
Who said
Shad?
Bow who?
Shad.
Bow who? Chad?
Shad Moss.
Bow Wow.
No.
Little Bow Wow. Shad Moss. Shad Moss.
What? He said what? Shut up, Bow Wow. Ain't nobody hearing that bullshit.
One time for Chad, 614 Columbus, Ohio. God bless you, brother. But see again, and I forgot about that spot. Like that was off limits. Like you can't, because if I was to say, I was like, yo, Bow Wow, your mama, she used to do a little something strange for a piece of change. Then homeboy, you know what I'm saying? He be ready to fight, as he should be. Because you talk about my mama like that, we got to have some words. You feel what I'm saying? We got to have a certain level of respect. So, man, to fall back and let me breathe. Let me breathe, man.
I ain't allowed to come back up and why?
Nah, son, just let me breathe. So what I'm saying is just like wives, kids, certain things, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, let's say, man, that your grandmama did something that I didn't agree with, and I thought was like really out of pocket, but that's your grandmother. And I was taught that you got to respect certain things. It's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? Even when they do something wrong. So, I'm not sure of where grandma is on your side or if she's still with us or passed on. But, if I saw your grandma like rolling up a blunt or something, I would be hurt. I would be like, Grandma, what you doing? You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's just not how grandmama's supposed to do it. So Donald Trump is doing a lot of shit that's very similar to, grandma rolling up a blunt, splitting it in half, pouring the inside of it on the grass. You know what I'm saying? That kind of foolishness. And I've seen that from older.
Lamont, I gotta ask you this.
Yeah.
Did something happen to you with a grandma? Because you used the same analogy last week. So last week it was the church.
You got a blunt rolling grandmama in your life.
Right. You got a blunt rolling grandmama in your life.
Listen, man, I'm gonna keep it so 100 right now. And I hope. Listen, and I hope, and I know they listen.
My white owls are burning.
And Spud, it's somebody that you know. There's a grandmother that just be out here wilding on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? She at the club, she turning up, she doing everything. And it's like, you're a grandmother.
Dancing on the table at Cutter's?
Yo, you're a grandmother. like, God forbid I've never heard my grandmother raise her voice. Never alone say a bad word or take a drink. Now, we don't know what grandma did when I wasn't around, but what kind of effect is that doing to the little kid for a 6-year-old to see their grandmama turning up taking shots at Cutter's?
not that this has anything to necessarily do with that. And I ain't trying to make no statements, but y'all know, internet sensation Annie Faye died, right? Annie Faye.
You know
that's real. That's real.
I know, but can you take his card, Spud? Because he's not even pronouncing it correctly.
Whatever, it don't matter. She's gone. I'm just trying to, connect the dots here.
Yeah. One time for Auntie Feet, that's what we called her. Okay, and if I'm not mistaken, I don't think she was actually related to Snoop, but I think she was kind of from that area, and definitely Snoop was very close to her and her family. So definitely condolences and peace go out to those people, man.
All right, let's keep it moving. Let's go to Cardi B, and let's just talk about, I don't know. Shout out to Luke, man, because if it wasn't for Luke, strippers will not be anybody, all right? And we got to talk about, are strippers the new hip-hop stars? You talk about Cardi B, Jessica Dime, Jocelyn Hernandez, Amber Rose, Blac Chyna. There are a number of strippers who are now hip-hop stars. And I know you wanted to talk about this because you heard, Cardi B on Angie Martinez. So, what's going on? The world of social media, or, is this the world of strip clubs, or, how did strippers become the new hip-hop stars?
Where do I start, man? But without offending people that I know, I think it's utterly disgusting. I think it's like I saw Cardi B, and I'm not gonna front. I used to follow her on social media. I had to stop because it kind of was like I was like slowly sipping on bleach. It was just it was just that toxic. I was like, this is a bleach cocktail about me just looking and listening to these shenanigans about how, she talked about she was getting down with the threesomes and she was popping it off in the after hours uptown for $75 a pop. And I'm like, somebody's daughter is looking at this, G. Like Maynard, I'm gonna throw you under the bus. You have a little person. God forbid that they would even get to visually see some of the some of the Instagram posts of this girl. I'm almost sure you wouldn't even allow that in your household. And again, it's to me, it's like it's teaching the next two generations that, you know what, you can go to the after hours and get it popping for $75 a pop in the back room. You can, parlay that into some old real cooning and buffooning on Love and Hip Hop. Shout out to Mona Scott. The queen of cooning.
Oh, and it's wait a minute now.
That's where I'm at. Let him go. That's where I'm at right now, because I still feel like Mona Scott.
Don't nobody better talk about no Miss Jenkins.
Hey man, I'm just I'm just telling you, bro. It's like this whole thing, and then for me to sit there and listen to her have an interview with Angie Martinez, and I'm saying to myself, there are a lot of artistic people out here, bro, that are really trying to get to that platform. But you got this girl. Now, I will say that she is attractive, neck up. But neck down with all of the enhancements, all that kind of stuff, I'm like, yo, dog, this is not it.
Cardi B's not a role model? Ooh, got quiet on me.
I'm out here on the ledge because I don't have any kids. I almost got to be like, yo, Maynard, would you want your child to be modeled after Cardi B?
Hell no.
Amber Rose is not. Wait a minute. Amber Rose is not a role model?
No. Oh no.
Blac Chyna is not a role model.
No. Spud. You should go to the Church of Blac Chyna then. You should. That's who you should worship. But I ain't.
But how can you not say? How can you not say? Now here's Amber Rose. All right, this girl then went from being a stripper to being with Kanye, having a baby by Wiz Khalifa, starting the slut walk, buying a strip club. Being on Black-ish. Having her own talk show. This girl has went from nothing to something. Here's a better question. Is Eve a role model? Is Lady Gaga a role model? Because they all have stripped.
I think there's a difference between, first of all, let's say, look, you've done something, and I'm gonna say this about at least the I'm not sure what all that Lamonte seen, but I watched the Angie Ma interview with Cardi B, and I wasn't angry. I wasn't upset. I actually found her to be funny and interesting, and I take my hat off that she did speak to some things that were important. She was like, yo, I learned things in school. I want to encourage kids to go to school because, and she related back to her stripping days. She said, because, I had different clientele that I stripped for. And because I was with, this type of clientele, I could have this kind of conversation, or this type of clientele, I could speak French to, or whatever the case may be. And she basically, that's how I made it. Now, look, I think that, being a stripper and all those things that she had to do to get on where she is, I think it's unfortunate for her that she had to take a rough road. I wish everybody had the easiest possible road to get to where they were going to go and all that. That's wonderful. But she did what she did. And I say the same thing for Amber Rose. She did but the idea of capitalizing on sex in Amber Rose's case, and even in Kim Kardashian's case, maybe she wasn't a stripper, but I mean, it was the sex tape that blew her. Those are not accomplishments. Those are not accomplishments. And it's, what I'm saying? It's fast money ain't always good money.
Man, Kim
Everything that glitter ain't
Kardashian
gold.
has taken a sex tape and turned it into a multi-billion-dollar family business. I mean,
that's all good. That doesn't mean that. That's not the path.
Jay-Z is not a role model.
That's not the path.
That's not a role model.
That's not the
T.I.
path
not a role model.
That's not the path.
I understand it's not the path for you. I'm just saying,
me.
in general, are we saying that Cardi B is not a role model?
All I'm saying is, I wouldn't follow that path. I wouldn't want my daughter to follow that path. And if somebody promised me, she got a multi-million-dollar contract with somebody that she was shouting out the other day.
Allegedly,
right. Whatever. Let's just say that I had an opportunity to get $10 million, but I had to follow a path that looked something like that. I'm sorry, my dignity and my pride, they're not for sale.
I'm taking the $10 million.
My dignity and my pride are not for sale. Where that's what you're doing?
$10 million.
You would do the Kim Kardashian sex tape and suck Ray J's joint?
Hey, wait a minute. Pause, man. Pause. Hey, wait. Let's look at it from this perspective.
He said pause.
Right. Let's look at it from this perspective, right? If we look at
you this is dangerous right here, but I'm just to let you know before you say what you're going to say. If you're saying that your dignity and your pride
that's not what I'm saying.
Is for sale for $10 million.
That's not what I'm saying.
No, you just said you take the $10 million.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. Let me clarify what I am saying.
Say it then.
Let's take the path of Jay-Z, right? Sold crack, was in the streets, took an art form, made it into a business, became a multi-millionaire, bought a team, bought the, Brooklyn Nets, 40-40 Club, now a venture capitalist doing, documentaries, business partner with Harvey Weinstein, $150 million from AEG Live or Live Nation, which one it was. The path that he took to get to that wasn't the ideal path. Same thing with Cardi B. That wasn't her ideal path. It just was what it was. And that's how she went from being a stripper to actually taking the cards that she was dealt at the time to turning it into a multi-million-dollar business where she doesn't even have to be on Love and Hip Hop anymore. And that's not a role model?
Well, slow down for a second, homie, because we don't know what the next level looks like for her. We don't know if not being on Love and Hip Hop is going to still convert into her being successful in her career. We just that she stepped away from Love and Hip Hop and she says it's all amicable, and that's cool. I'd say this, where Jay is concerned, yes, he sold dope. Yes, he then flipped that into making certain that he could do something new. And I'm trying to make sure that I don't make this a sex thing, like men do this and women do that, or Jay is such and such. But he stopped selling. Jay-Z turned the art form for himself into a story about things that were cautionary else for people to listen to.
Cardi B not doing the same
With
thing?
Cardi B, no, she's not. She went on Love and Hip Hop and continued, because that's what we know of her, basically. That's what we really know. Love and Hip Hop. And she sold shenanigans.
Listen, I watched Love and Hip Hop, all right? Mona, I'm your fan, okay? Now, I know Lamonte say you're a coon, but I'm taking your coon stripes. I'm taking your coon stripes away from Lamont, because listen, when I watch Cardi B, hold on, let me just say this, Lamont, and then I'll be done. When I watch Cardi B on that show, and again, we all know that reality TV isn't reality TV, but the storyline of Cardi B, when I first saw it, I was like, who in the hell is this? Can we bring the old people back? But when I saw Cardi B, I was like, yo, this girl right here is the star. And to see her storyline go from DJ Self, not wanting to mess with her at all, didn't think that she could rap or whatever, and her taking her own avenue and turning that into a platform, turning that independent platform into a major deal of a platform, to me, that's success, man. I mean, I'm Team Cardi B. I'm sorry, Lamont, go ahead.
Listen, man, with all of this shenanigans that I think I'm hearing on this podcast, the next episode, I think I'm going to have to take a leave of absence. Because you going to sit here and tell me that fucking Steve Harvey is a coon, but you going to say that Mona Scott and all of the bleach ammonia mixed cocktail that they have put out with this franchise is not cooning?
I didn't say coon.
You're not saying that
Steve Harvey was a coon. I'm on the Steve Harvey train.
Nah, son, listen. So you in the caboose, you telling me that you got Mona Scott and Steve Harvey back there? Come on, dude. Like,
but Lamont, here's what I'm confused by. You was Team Cardi a couple of episodes back.
Nah, I was sleepy that day. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't really.
Wasn't he Team Cardi a couple episodes back?
Yo, I can't speak for him. I can't speak for him, but I can say.
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
Yo, I can't speak for Lamont, but you know where I stand on everything I ever said. I mean what I say. That's it. I'm 100 with mine. I don't know. I don't waffle.
Whoa. But again, honestly, I don't remember being Team Cardi. But what I'm saying is that, and I'll say it again, is that what I see, and maybe my eyes are different. It's like poison, bro. It's poison to. I remember. I think I heard somebody on this podcast say this. They were at a club. And this girl was playing bongos on another girl's booty in the club. Do I remember hearing somebody on this podcast say that, right? So you got to ask yourself,
I wonder who said that, because that wasn't me. I plead the fifth on that one.
Yeah. So I'm like, where do people think that that's acceptable? You feel what I'm saying? For you to be in the club, one girl playing bongos on another girl's booty. You know where you get that from? You get it from Love and Hip Hop. You get it from that it's okay to be like that. You feel what I'm saying? You know, and the only thing I will say, let me say this too about Love and Hip Hop, whichever one it is, that I do like, is I like the Remy Ma and Papoose storyline, because what that really is showing is that a black man and a black woman, that they can be like on a real family unit type thing. You know what I'm saying? Those are the only ones, if I'm not mistaken, of what I've seen, that they ain't out here fighting, trying to throw drinks. You know, the normal shenanigans that pop off on VH1. You know what I'm saying? So it's just poison, bro. It's a slow bleach and ammonia mix with a side of lemonade and a straw. It's gonna kill you, bro.
Side of lemonade.
Your side of lemonade.
Wow.
That's what they pump it on VH1.
Yo, I gotta say this. Real talk. I'm okay that Cardi B has made a come up. And I think at least the Angie Ma interview that I watched, I was like, you know what? Hats off to her. It's all good. But what she's selling still is this version of over-sexualized stupidity. And I can't take my hat off to that. And I think, you know, oh, she done came up. I mean, a quick buck, you know, the faster it's made, the faster it's played. I'm sorry. You make that money fast, it's going to leave you fast.
Well.
Wow. Sound like a Dr. Seuss rhyme to me.
Wow. Well, we went over on this
Cat in
We
the
went
hat.
over on this topic, but let's go to a break.
Against Lamont. That's what's up. I got bars.
We'll be right back right after this. Wendy's, oh, how we love some Wendy's. The big news about Wendy's 4 for $4 meal just got even bigger. You know what it is. Wendy's been down with us since our podcast started. So, see how a choice of a junior bacon cheeseburger or crispy chicken BLT just changed the value game all over again. Meal includes a choice of a junior bacon cheeseburger or crispy chicken BLT, 4-piece nugget, small fries, and a drink. So if you need some fresh food, not frozen, if you need fresh food in your life, you need to head over to Wendy's. It's all fresh, never frozen, at a participating Wendy's for a limited time. This offer is not valid in Alaska and Hawaii. There is nothing more sexier than seeing a classy, sexy, pretty, beautiful, long hair flowing woman puffing on a cigar. There ain't nothing more flyer than that. So ladies, if you like cigars or if you just want to up your game, then you need to check out Exquisite Reserve. The new chapter of Exquisite Reserve has begun, and all Exquisite Reserve cigars are handmade with the finest tobaccos from the Dominican Republic. Now, ladies, if you like mild cigars because you don't like all that smell or you don't want to be coughing, they got mild cigars as well. It's all good. But they also got medium and full-body cigars for the more aged and the more mature cigar smoker. They got Connecticut, Sumatra, Sun-Grown, Carrillo, Maduro, and aged Dominican wrappers. Now, we've had the pleasure of enjoying Exquisite Reserve's line Signature One, the Royal Excellent, the La Victoria, the Triumph, the Genesis, and the 1991. These are all great cigars. All great cigars. So ladies, if you want to step your game up with your man, you need to go to exquisitereserve.com. Get him a nice cigar. Y'all can sit on the back porch, or y'all can go to the beach, or y'all can just chill, or go to a cigar lounge and hang out with an Exquisite Reserve cigar. With all styles and sizes from Robusto, Corona, Churchill, Torpedo, and Gordo. Log on now to exquisitereserve.com and place an order for you and your man. And follow him on Facebook and Instagram under Exquisite Reserve and on Twitter at Exquisite Reserve without the E. So ladies and fellas, if you want a nice cigar, if you want to up your game, ladies, and up your sexiness up, and fellas, if you want to have your girl looking a lot more fly these days, introduce your lady to Exquisite Reserve. It's more than cigars. It's a lifestyle. And now back to the show. We are back with 3 Black Guys with a Mic. This is episode 17. Woo! Well, I can rest my voice for the next 5 minutes. It is Maynard's time for his 5 minutes of fame. Ladies, brace yourself. Fellas, hold on to your wigs. I actually should have said, ladies, hold on to your wigs, and fellas, brace yourself, but you know what I meant. Maynard, the floor is yours, my brother.
I can't believe this Trump budget and this Trump administration. I'm going to keep this real simple and real plain, okay? This budget cuts just about everything that ever could be considered something with passion or compassion. Let's take, for instance, the fact that they're cutting the EPA. Do these people not remember just last year we found out that Flint didn't have clean water and they still don't have clean water, and you want to cut the EPA? What kind of foolishness is this?
It's just the shenanigans that you spewing, bro. But you know what though? Here's what we need to say though, man. And I want to make sure you hear me loud and clear, because 3 days after the budget, you know what I'm saying, we got to give T. Rump and his EPA crew a shout out, because they did push through the earmarked $100 million that's supposed to go to Flint, Michigan. Now, if the money gets there, that might be different, but at least he's saying that the money is coming to fix some of the water and some of the pipes in Michigan. Come on, man.
The problem is though, if you cut the EPA and you tell the EPA you no longer have the kind of authority or the ability to investigate and try to make things better, you can spend $100 million, or you can even earmark the $100 million. But if the EPA can't make certain that things are getting better, we can wind up in the same situation.
Listen, Maynard, what I'm saying is, I get that. But we got to give Donald, because we're always giving him a lot of L's, technically up under his administration, his Environmental Protection Agency guy said to Flint, we're going to give you $100 million. You got to give him that W, man. My people been up there taking baths with a 6-pack of Dasani. You know what I'm saying? They've been trying to, cook their meals with like a 2-liter bottle of Aquafina. You know what I'm saying? So what all I'm saying is that we beat Donald up, and I know you're going to try to turn this around, and Spud may mess around and splice and dice me and make me a Donald Trumpster, but he gave Flint, Michigan $100 million. Donald said it was a go.
I like how you dropped that product placement in there like twice. Dasani, Aquafina.
Shout out to the homies.
Let's keep it real.
Yeah, shout out to the homies at Coca-Cola.
Let's keep it real.
Come see me.
Here.
What?
So you can't give this $100 million and think that we going to fix it by just giving you the money if you turn around and you relax the restrictions.
But man, look, 5 minutes ago, you were bitching that they took the money from Meals on Wheels. All I'm telling you, Playboy, all I'm telling you is that, and just so we're clear, Barack started this. 44 started. So let's not act like just Donald just came up and he did it, whatever. All I'm saying to you, Playboy, is under his administration, Donald Trump, a.k.a. T-Rump, a.k.a. Mr. Never or 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, a.k.a. my man who I heard can't really play golf that well, is that he said, and he told his guys, give Flint the money, let him clean up the water. That's all I'm saying.
I understand that.
He said yes.
Turn around and create the same. If you create the same conditions that allowed that problem to occur in the first place, it's a waste of money. You have to not only.
So what do you want the white man to do? What do you want to do? You want him to say no? Don't give him the $100 million so you can moan and complain.
I want the white man to stay out of black folks' business. No, I'm just kidding.
I would like this is what I'm saying. I heard your question, Lamont. What do I want him to do? Okay.
Yeah, what you want to do? Because you're not
still
satisfied.
Have to ask the same question. Stop asking the same question. Let me answer it. If you give the $100 million, also say we're not going to relax restrictions that are going to allow the same problem to happen anyway. It's like saying, hey, I want you to fix your roof, but don't worry about putting gutters up. Your house is still going to take on water. You have to fix the problem, and you have to create scenarios that will eliminate this problem from happening in the future. It's the idea that you can just say, we don't need restrictions. Donald Trump ran on for every 1 restriction, 2 restrictions have to go. That's utterly stupid. That's stupid. You're wasting money. If you give $100 million and then you let the same problem happen, then you got to turn around and give $100 million again. That's stupid. If you want to be you want to be responsible, fix the problem and create scenarios that won't allow this problem to happen again.
You're right, Maynard. You know what? I think you should run for some sort of public office. How about that? You know what, Spud? How about we put up a GoFundMe page so we can have Maynard Scales run for some sort of political office? What do you think?
I'll start the GoFundMe page. I don't know how much to put in there.
I can't get no support. I can't get $5 from y'all both.
I don't know. I'm not.
Yeah, you got $5 from me.
I don't really know if I mess with you like that, man. You're my man. I love you, but not really. Because I just think
really,
what you're saying.
Really?
I mean,
because you've been on the Trump train all night tonight. I understand why you're not supporting.
You have been on the Trump
train all night tonight, and I understand that you can't get down with this radical left wing Democratic thing. I know that you are a Ben Carsoner, and I know that you are down with the whole thing. T-Rump live, but I'm all right with that. I understand. Steve Harvey, he's just enough coon for me. I get it.
But listen. But check this out. Real talk. One time for Ben Carson, you ain't heard nothing from him, have you? They told my man.
That's because they cut his
Fox News. I saw him. He was on Fox News.
They cut his budget. Yeah, they cut his budget too.
So everybody getting slashed.
Everybody getting slashed so that we can have the biggest army and navy and military that we possibly can have. Everybody's getting slashed, but the defense budget is going up several percent, something like 31% or something like that. And the State Department got slashed. The Interior Department got slashed. Everything is getting slashed so we can have a bigger military.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is episode number 17. This has been an experience.
We all ain't gonna make it.
I mean, the table. Hey, I don't know. I don't know if we are or not. Now, I mean, Mona Scott ain't gonna make it.
Nope.
Steve Harvey.
Nope.
I mean, jeez.
But what we have learned is that
Lamonte.
Cardi B is a heroic figure in Spud's eyes.
Hey man, Cardi B.
Cardi B is a hero. She's right up there with I don't know, Spud, Harriet Tubman.
Harriet Tubman?
That's Sojourner Truth and Rosa Parks. Is that what you're saying?
I ain't saying all that. I ain't saying all that. I ain't saying Cardi B up there with Sojourner Truth.
Rosa Parks sat on the front of the bus and Cardi B gave somebody a lap dance. Therefore, this is the Black History moment in time.
We'll be back again next Tuesday. It's my little black history fact. We'll be back again next Tuesday with episode 18. The 3 Black Guys with a Mic.